Welcome to Matt Letitia's newsletters number 15. Went down a bit of a rabbit hole about people that are trying to get everyone to buy gold last time, but I'll keep an eye on them. What's he been up to? Hi all, hope you're all good and your week was a productive one. Hadn't realised until I started my newsletter just how often I play golf on Mondays. Really? Doesn't he play golf every day? This time I was at my home course at Stoneham playing with 3 good mates, and I'm pleased that finally... Sorry, that's a cat scratching an ergonomic chair. Playing with my 3 good mates, and I'm pleased that finally I can bring news of my handicap going in the right direction. I shot 2 under par and my handicap came down to 2.8. Monday evening was spent catching up with our close friends, the Hartleys and the Benaleys. We had a beautifully cooked meal at a lovely Mauritian street cafe restaurant in Southampton called La Casse Maman. I'd highly recommend it. Tuesday again involved golf, as I'd been invited down to Fareham to check out the new golf simulator at my mate's new business venture. It's taking shape nicely, and I'll give you more details when it's up and running. Time certainly passes quickly when you're playing golf indoors, and I glanced at my watch thinking I'd been there maybe an hour and a half, but it had actually been 3 hours smashing golf balls at a simulator. It's going to be brilliant for those winter days when the courses are closed. The evening was spent as usual playing paddle tennis. Think I may have a small tear in a knee ligament, so wasn't flinging myself around the court as normal. Oh my god. Just make sure that's on screen. Wednesday was Midweek Stableford Day at Stoneham, and again I performed pretty well to shoot 1 over par, which translated to 38 points, which was good enough for 5th place, with 42 points being the winning total. From there, it was a quick dash to my daughter's school, where I had to attend a briefing from the PE department on how to video my daughter playing sport for her PE GCSE appraisals. I didn't know that was a thing. No. I did GCSE PE. You wouldn't be able to tell, because now I fall down if I try to run. Anyway, this isn't about me. Where are we? We're on Thursday. Thursday began with a check up at the chiropractor to make sure my back was all good, which it was, and then the afternoon was spent at a memorial service for the wife of my old manager and mentor, Dave Merrington. Although these occasions are incredibly sad and emotional, it was also good to see some old friends from the past who I'd not seen for a while, like old teammates Jeff Kenner, Tommy Widrington, Mark Dennis, Jamie Webb, Dean Radford, old coaches Ray Graydon, Lou Chatterley and Dennis Rofe, and other Southampton FC staff members. Well, I don't know any of those, but if you're a Southampton fan, I guess. Friday was time to hit the road again. I'd agreed to play in a 7-a-side football tournament at St George's Park in aid of Cure Leukemia, and despite the knee not being 100%, I didn't want to let them down. I was joined by several other ex-pros, including the aforementioned Frankie Benali. Sadly, neither of us could inspire our team to victory and crashed out in the first knockout round after the group stages. From there, I headed off to Crewe as I'd been invited to speak at Shavington Social Club annual gents dinner. The evening all went well until on my way home, the traffic on the M6 at midnight decided it was only going to let me travel 1 mile in the space of an hour. So a day that started at 8 a.m. finally finished at 2:20 a.m. The guy seems to have a lot of... they do sound like Pez names. The guy seems to have a lot of nights ending after 2 a.m, which is a bit weird, isn't it? I just didn't think retired, footballers... Fine, he keeps himself busy. Saturday was my birthday. Ooh, we have birthdays near each other, me and Matt. Couple of Libras. Saturday was my birthday. I wasn't sure I was going to be awake in time to go and watch my daughter play hockey given the time I got in the night before, but I managed to wake with 5 minutes to spare before they left, so I joined them on the journey down to Go Sport College and saw my daughter assist both goals in a 2-2 draw for the Romsey ladies second team. It was that I got to say his daughters are doing really well. Like whenever he mentions, they're always like scoring, assisting, winning. Romsey ladies second team. It was then back home for a couple of hours rest before heading down to our village hall for the curry and quiz night. Yep, very rock and roll. I mean, there's probably a bit of nepotism, unfortunately. Your surname's Letitia. It's good. It must be hard being his daughters, right? Minnie, would you calm down? I'm sorry, everyone. There's a cat. What are you mowing about? There's nothing to be mowed about. You've interrupted the newsletter. She huffed. Did you hear her huff? She huffs when she plays too much. Sorry, where was I? It was... it was then back home for a couple of hours rest before heading down to our village hall for the curry and quiz night. Yep, very rock and roll, us ex-footballers. We had a lovely evening with our neighbours, and I even had a cake brought out and had happy birthday sung to me by all 90 participants. We finished middle of the pack, so need to brush up on my knowledge of bridges and famous people as kids if we're going to challenge next time. That's good. I like that detail. God. Do you think he actually, the way that he goes and he practices golf when he feels like he's done badly, I feel like he would have actually gone home and practiced bridges. Just Googled bridge. Sunday morning was spent walking the dog after having a lion, and just after midday it was time to hit the road once more, as I'd agreed to play in a football match in Essex for Sands United. That's them on Twitter. It's a group of guys who have lost children either before, during or shortly after birth, and they were playing goals for Gosh, Gosh. On Twitter, Sharif, who runs the team, was aware that my knee wasn't great, so my time on the pitch would be a bit limited. I managed to play the first 30 minutes, and it was a pleasure to share the pitch with former Spurs player Sandro, who is a top bloke as well as still a very good player. Who's Sandro? Who's Sandro? I can't remember. Spurs have had so many random... Who's Sandro? I can't remember him. Midfielder? I'll have to just jog my memory after. Finally got home 9:40 after a pit stop. Very good play. The opposition, though, were a bit too fit for our team, and they ran out comfortable winners. Finally got home at 9:40 p.m. after a pit stop at the chip shop. On the way home, after realising I hadn't actually had breakfast or lunch before the game, which kicked off at 4 p.m. He was there under Redknapp. Oh, I know who he is. He went to QPR. Right. I think I know. Brazilian defensive mid, right. So there you have it. Wait, have I read all of it? Finally got home at 9:40 p.m. Pit stop chip shop on the way home after realising I hadn't actually had breakfast or lunch before the game, which kicked off at 4 p.m. That's not good, Matt. So there you have it. Another week in the life of an old pro. Hope you're enjoying the insight. And as always, make sure you try and do something every day that makes everyone else's life a little bit better. Everyone else's life. That's a lot of pressure. Anyway, a fantastic newsletter. That's the 15th. That's 15 weeks we've been doing this. And I intend to follow this forever. If you're wondering why, it's partly because I started now. And also because I'm absolutely fascinated by it. Until next time.